The job data file export contains many fields to make it usable in as many accounting programs as possible, and you could find yourself editing the file each time you use it to suit your program's needs. Depending on how much work that is, you may benefit from using Power Query in Microsoft Excel if formatting the job data file export takes too long. Before you begin, please understand that while this video contains information related to Microsoft Excel, neither the Construct Connect training department nor the tech support team provide support for Excel. Neither team can assist you with issues outside of Construct Connect products. You must contact Microsoft Excel support if you need additional help using the techniques demonstrated in this video. The first step is to generate a template job data file export. Select any job, which one doesn't matter at this point, and click the Exports button at the top of the screen to open the Bid Exports window. Verify only the job data file option is selected, then click the Options button to open the Modify Options window. You want this process to be as quick and easy as possible. You don't want to search for your template each time you need it or confuse it with another file in the folder. QuickBid exports the file into the same folder as the database it was generated from by default. You don't want to change that. In fact, note this location now because you'll need it in a few minutes. QuickBid also names the exported file after the job, but since you're using this initial file as a template, you should rename it. It doesn't really matter what you call it, so long as you know it's a template. Just click the Export to File field and overwrite the file name, but be sure you don't change the .csv file extension. I'll use Job Data File Template in this example and press OK. Once you're back on the Bid Exports window, click Export to generate the file. Next, open Microsoft Excel, and remember, from this point on, you must contact Microsoft Excel support for help if you encounter any trouble. With Excel open, select the Data ribbon at the top of the screen. Click the From Text/CSV button from the Get and Transform Data ribbon. The Import Data window opens. Browse to the file location of the job data file template you just exported a few moments ago. When you find it, double-click it to import the data into Excel. A new window displays the data in the selected file. Review the information to make sure it's correct. If it's incorrect, click the Cancel button and try again. If everything looks okay, click the Transform Data button. The Power Query editor appears. Power Query is a very powerful tool. But let's keep this example simple and focus only on removing columns of data and reordering the remaining columns. Imagine your accounting software only requires the section name, the bid areas, the cost type field, the cost code, the cost amount, the tax burden code, the tax burden cost, and total labor hours. All other columns can be removed. Deleting columns in the Power Query editor is the same as deleting columns directly in the spreadsheet. Select all the column headings you don't want while holding the Control key, then hit Delete or click the Remove Columns button at the top. Once you perform an action in Power Query, you can see those actions in the Applied Steps section. Notice Power Query has already applied some steps. You may find promoted headers especially useful once you're finished. If you make a mistake, you can simply click the X next to the step you just took to remove it and try again. Now you can rearrange the remaining columns. Imagine again that your accounting software requires the total labor hours column to display to the right of the cost code name column. To move a column, simply click and drag the column heading wherever you need it to go. Look for a green vertical line to indicate its new location when you drop it. When you've made all the changes required, click the Close and Load button in the upper left corner of the screen to apply the query to the dataset. The Power Query window closes and the updated data displays. All the unneeded columns have been removed and the remaining ones reordered. The promoted headers at the top of each column allow you to filter data. Click the down arrow on each column heading to sort, search, or filter the data on the report based on the information contained within each column. This is helpful if you need to filter your data to just a specific scope of work, sort the data by cost, or find an entry in an otherwise long list. To use this query on a job data file export for other bids, you need to save the file as a standard Excel workbook, which retains the Power Query information. Consider this the master file you use to get the data from any job file export from QuickBid. Click the File menu, then select Save As. Feel free to save this file anywhere on your machine where you can find it easily. After choosing a file location, name your new file whatever you like, ensure Excel workbook.xlsx is selected, and press Save. Now that you have a master document, how can you generate a file your accounting software can import? Let's assume you need a CSV file. Go to File, Save As, choose a file location, name the file something unique, select CSV from the file type list, and press Save. Okay, last part. Using the new Master Excel workbook on other bids. Go back to Quick Bid, select a different job, one you really want to export data from this time, and click the Exports button at the top of the screen. Click the Options button next to the job data file to open the Modify Options window. This time, click the magnifying glass and browse to where you saved the job data file template you generated at the beginning. Select that file and press Enter. This sets the current export to the same name as the template. Click OK to close the Modify Options window. Click the Export button to overwrite the previous job data file with the data from the current job. Now back in the Master Excel workbook, select the Data ribbon. Then click the Refresh All button to refresh the workbook with the data from the latest export file. To save the file for use with your accounting software, just save it as a CSV. Let's see that one more time for a different bid. In Quick Bid, select the job, then select the Exports button. Click Options next to the job data file export, then click the magnifying glass. Select the template and press Enter. Click OK to close the Modify Options window. Click the Export button to overwrite the previous job data file with the data from the current job. Back in Excel, simply refresh the data to update. Save as a CSV, and repeat. I hope this process saves you time when using the job data file export.